Yo everybody, Pinstripe here. What is going on? Welcome back to some more Hogs of War. We are moving on to mission 11 here today. Saving Private Rind. Haha! Very funny, very punny. Pig intended funniness with the rind. And you get it? Cool. Anyway, so I've upgraded our Bombardier to a Pyrotechnic as we move on to this mission. Which is essentially around the storyline, I guess, of kind of going to save your teammate who is kind of stuck in this shelter slash area where you're surrounded by snipers, which can be a bit daunting, but this level is actually probably one of the easiest ones to combat against, because the enemy snipers will always go ahead and target the pyrotechnic or the commando that is in this little area in front of them. But because there is a metal fence there as well as the shelter, you are fairly well protected from any kind of sniper fire. So like I said, you gotta really plan accordingly. So you've also got a Bombardier to the bottom left corner of the map, who kind of assists in providing some form of mortar fire, which is quite irritating. But if you deal with him from close range, you can kind of move him out of the equation. He's not too difficult to handle, and from there the snipers then are quite easy to deal with, because okay, they've got their sniper rifles, but they can't do much from their position. I mean, look at this guy. He's like super close, yet he still can't shoot me because the fence is just too tall for him. They can, of course, throw over some poison gas and things, but I mean, this guy on the edge here is probably the easiest one to deal with. Just chuck in some TNT and he will fall off the edge into the minefield down below. And as you can see down there, we also have a promotion point, which I will send the Saboteur to get, seeing as he can read minefields and know where he's going. So he gets killed instantly, and then it's down to the enemy Bombardier, who really just has a pitiful amount of damage with his pistol, so not going to cause too many issues there. There are, of course, I think it's 3 health packs, but just dotted around the map. But including that, we also have our surgeon, who's going to be able to dish out some damage as well as keep our team alive, who plays probably the most important role throughout this campaign. Which I will be making a video on in future, just kind of going over each individual class and kind of their important roles and things, including having the ability to have a tranquilizer, which can obviously stun an enemy player and make them lose their turn, which is pretty damn cool and is very helpful for our situation. So once you have the Bombardier covered and you kind of have your pigs in close proximity to the enemy, it all becomes a game of damage numbers. So yes, the sniper rifles are pretty dangerous, but they only deal 40 damage, and you can kind of combine different ways of dealing damage, including using the minefield as well, as I just did with the TNT. That provides a quick end to one of the enemy pigs' lives and kind of takes a lot off your plate in terms of what you have to deal with. So the espionage Saboteur man is going to be traversing through the minefield at the moment, trying to get that promotion point, which yes, takes up his entire turn, but at the end of the day, if you get that extra promotion point, that's really all that matters. And again, as long as you are out of the minefield and you have no enemies around you that are kind of within your sights that can shoot you from that distance, and kind of knock you back into the minefield, that's when you have to kind of be a bit worried. So this sniper here does get a shot off on the pyrotechnic, which again isn't too much of an issue because I do have the surgeon at hand. So instead I'm just going to position myself with my back towards the shelter so that the other snipers on their perches, I guess, can't shoot me from those corners. But we're going to deal with him with a mortar, and as soon as they're knocked off their perches, it's not too much of a problem because they can't really gain the high ground once again. But managed to deal out some damage to myself there with the mortar splash damage. I don't know why, but the Bombardier is dead as well. So again, their long range capabilities are at an end, and it's basically a game of cleanup at this point. That's one of the major things I love about these levels in the single player campaign, is how they have a slight story attached to them. Like, this map is very unique in the sense of one of your teammates has been captured, you have to go rescue him, and he's placed in an area of the map that is surrounded by a minefield and metal fences. And that little door over there, I didn't realize if you shoot that off and it explodes and there's a hole for him to get out, a jetpack will be put down for that enemy pig to escape that area, which is pretty cool. So the level of detail that's been put into it is quite nice. Like I said though, with this sniper's next turn, you really see their determination to try and shoot the pyrotechnic that is in this little area. They just completely disregard any players that are around them unless they are point blank in front of them, in which case they just get ignored and they try and shoot the player that is protected by this metal fence that they put them in. So the AI in some ways isn't so clever, but I mean, it's a small price to pay for good level design, having some form of story, and just making this game more engaging from a single player perspective. But as I said, there's only really one sniper left. He's going to use his poison gas, which isn't going to do much, because again, the surgeon is there in case things go a bit crazy. But I'm going to move my saboteur along to use his super shotgun to try and just push the enemy sniper away from the rest of my team. That way, as soon as all of his sightlines are gone, he can't really do much given that the AI can't move. Maybe one day I will go through and obviously play this on an emulator, play the single player campaign, do some speed runs and just talk about how complicated certain levels can be, because from the standpoint of not having AI that moves, each level is fairly easy compared to the last one. So we're just going to be trying to deal the final amounts of damage as that sniper is hidden away in his box. So the round itself, as I said, was pretty easy once you've kind of positioned your players in the necessary locations, getting up close and personal whilst having the medic or the surgeon in the background healing people up in case they get shot in the face, because these snipers, when you have a maximum health of all your characters of 120, it can only take 3 turns for them to be shot 3 times and obviously perish. So yeah, you kind of got to watch out for that. But in the meantime though, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap everything up. We're going to get the full amount of promotion points from that mission, but pretty sure compared to the other missions that we've done previously. Hope you guys enjoyed though. Let me know your thoughts on this mission in the comments below, and I will catch you guys later for the next one.